everybody. Thanks for coming back to see me. I'm Selena. Today, as promised, we're going to do a painting together. I pinned up my photo there and already painted my canvas more than halfway down with my magic white. And I've got my colors here on the palette already. Titanium white, phthalo green, phthalo blue, midnight black, violet, cadmium red, permanent red, sap green, Indian yellow, and my new color, which is lemon yellow. It's pretty close to cadmium yellow. So we're going to get started. I think the colors we're going to start with here is a little bit of violet and the phthalo blue. Now we're going to take more violet than the phthalo blue. And we're just going to start at the top here. And for this I'm using my 1.5 inch brush because I want to put the color on pretty quickly here. And as we get down, it's getting a little lighter. And I'll softly just blend it across. I think I'm going to take some of that permanent red and a little bit of that cadmium red. So I want to add just a little bit of white to that. And now I'm going to come down here, because in my picture I see that, so the sky, maybe that's nice, eh? Okay, come down here. See up here, I want to blend it in. So it's coming all the way up to here now. I'm going to put a little bit of red up here. Clean, dry 2-inch brush, and we're just going to go and blend the whole sky across. Okay, so starting from here, the bottom, I'm going to blend up because I actually want my red to blend into this sky. Now with the same brush that I used to put in to blend with, I've just wiped it off onto a paper towel a little bit, and whoa. This new paint here, because it's so new, is very oily and it almost slipped right off my palette because my palette is made of plexiglass. So it's a good thing that I caught that. So I'm going to go right actually just into this beautiful here lemon yellow. And over here I see that there's a lot of yellow, so, and it's okay, I see it blending to make orange, so that's what we want. If it's going to make an orange color, that's fine. This is where our sun is going to be. Just bring that up just a little bit here. 2-inch brush all clean again. Going back into that beautiful lemon yellow. And I'm going to add a little bit more of that yellow down here. And just blend it up slightly here. Make it all come together. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put in some clouds. So I got my homemade filbert brush here, and we're going to start off doing some clouds. We're going to take some of the white. It already has some red in it here, so you see it's making a pink. We're going to keep that pink here. And we're putting it on pretty thick. I think I might have put my magic white on just a little bit too thick. But like I said, I'm still learning with you guys. It's my learning process. I have this very fine synthetic brush, which seems to me would be really good for blending. So let's see how this works here. Oh yeah, look at that. So soft. So now I've gone and done pretty much all the sky, and we're going to go on to the mountains now. So for the mountains, I'm going to take some phthalo blue and some black, and a little bit of violet. I'm going to mix it up real well, and I'll add just a little bit of that white. It's got some of the pink in it, but that's okay. So now I'll pull down and cut across, and right up decide how you want your mountain to be. Now, as it gets closer to the sun here, the mountain gets more purple. So I'm going to add some more violet to there. Yeah, that's nice. The rest we're just going to scrape off here as much as you can. We're going to take a nice clean, dry 1.5 inch brush, and we're going to pull down these mountains. And pull it down. And you want to leave the sharp edges. Now, as we're doing that, it's making its own little highlights and shadows. This mountain we're not going to do much with because it's way in the distance. And we don't have much time. So we're just going to soften it up. I still haven't cleaned the brush. Just using the same brush. Pulling down. And just softly blend the bottom. Just tapping lightly, and it's blending the liquid white underneath. And it's also creating that mist effect that you get in the mountains. So now I'm just going to start making the grass line or tree line in the back here. Now for that, I'm going to use my fan brush, and I'm going to go with the black and the white and the violet. I'm just going to tap it in the back here. There is some sun coming in here. Before I go too far, some white and just a touch of the lemon yellow. And I'm just going to take from the sun here, and I'm going to slightly pull and draw it back into your white and yellow. And once again, from the sun, and pull over. Now that we got that in, I'm going to clean our brush every time from the sun. I'm going to wet with the wide part. I'm going to try using this soft blender brush that I used before. And now what we want to do is put in a little bit more of a closer grass line, and we're going to take a little bit more of the black and that purple, that same purple color, just darken it up a little bit, more of the violet and the black. The bristles are too far apart, I think, for my liking, but that's okay, we're going to go with it. So now with a clean 1.5 inch brush, that's what I'm using here, we're going to tap here really hard into the canvas, and I really want to tap it in, and this is going to create the misty effect. And then I'm going to softly blend across, very lightly. So now I got here a flat 1.5 inch brush, very flat, and I'm going to take some sap green here, some of this Indian yellow, and some of that purple, or violet I should say, with a little bit of black. And now over here, I'm just going to start and make a grassy line here. Just tapping it across. Take our clean, dry 1.5 inch, and again, same thing, tapping the bottom, and then softly blend across. For this area here, we're going to go with a clean 1.5 inch. I actually cleaned it off. We're going to really load it up with paint. So again, I'm taking that sap green, a lot of that Indian yellow. I might even take some of this lemon yellow, and starting from here, I'd say. I could even use a lot more yellow, but that's okay. I like the color anyways. Now we're just going to load it all in here. I'm going to take a bit of that beautiful permanent red. And we're just going to tap in some highlights over here. It's the same dirty brush. I didn't clean it. I'm taking that same color and I'm making it a bit darker with the phthalo green. And actually I'm going to take some black too and darken it up even more. And in the foreground a little bit more, we're going to have some nice bushes. So I'm going to tap and lift up. So let's add some darken, because you always need the dark for the light to show. So our dark color, just by adding some black. And we'll tap and lift up. Okay, now we're going to just bring this down here. Just tapping. I'm going to be using the rest of what's on my brush. And then we'll be able to put our highlights on later. So now I've taken the same 1.5 inch brush, cleaned it off, and I'm using a mixed color of the yellow, lemon yellow and the sap green with a bit of white. And just on the edges here, we're going to add some highlights here and there. But leave a lot of that dark. You want a lot of that dark showing. I think we'll add just a little bit more of the red to that. Same brush, just tapping it in. Now I'm going to add a bit of highlights over here. Oh, look at that. Pops in there. I've never done a fence before, so we're going to do our first fence together. Use the violet and a bit of black. Mix those together. And I'm also going to use a bit of the phthalo blue. I'm going to cut across, make a thin line of paint. And here we go. I'm not going to make it exactly the same there because it has a crisscrossy thing. I'm just going to do a simple fence here. So let's start. Make it a bit thicker here because this is where it's closer. I'm just going to make a little line down there. Bring on one more over here, eh? Just like that. And a little small one here. Bring it down. Now for the highlights, I'm just going to take some white, got that same color, and I'm going to add a bit of that permanent red to it, which I love so much, and just a little bit of that phthalo blue. Now we're just going to put some highlights onto this fence here. Softly. I pushed a little bit too hard there. There we go. Just touching so lightly. And then from this side here, just going to touch, slightly pull it over. Well, that's a really pink fence. But you guys get the basic idea. Like I said, this is my first ever fence. So we're going to stop there and we're going to call it done. Stick my painting palette back in its space. I hope you guys have enjoyed this and it was really fun for me. I'm hoping to do another painting with you guys soon. Post your comments and suggestions down below and bye for now.